What had just happened on this session is that there was a large battle involving dwarves, and everybody showed up and got killed and stuff. And 2 dwarves remain. One is currently bleeding out, while the other is crying over his body, trying to stabilize him.
I'll run over and cast Cure Light Wounds.
Okay.
Yeah, if he didn't, I was going to.
He has stabilized.
Both of them?
And I'll do a heal check as well. That is a 30.
Yeah, you can already tell
them up. Help.
These guys are fucked up. They've been stabbed and shot
You want to hit him
multiple
again?
times by the people they were fighting, and they've also been electrocuted
Yes.
by somebody.
So the
And they've
first,
also fallen a large distance and broken bones.
so the first one is 18 points of healing.
Okay.
I'm going to take the next 12 seconds and run over there.
How did you heal for 18 with a Cure Light Wounds?
Oh, what's the maximum Cure Light Wounds?
5.
Okay, never mind.
Maybe serious one.
How much did he heal?
13.
13.
My associate can heal you some more.
I can. Let me get over there.
I might also need some healing,
Heals for
Victor
everybody.
says.
Oh, I'll heal Victus first. Alright, man. Adam. What's your max?
How hurt are you feeling?
How hurt are you?
From a number of 1 to your max value, how are you feeling?
Yeah.
I'm feeling...
Who are we healing? The
81.
dwarf? That's a mistake.
I'm feeling like 50 out of 81.
Okay.
We should probably heal these guys right next to me first, because they're, like, pretty beaten up.
Okay.
I'll heal
So-
the one right next to you.
Great. One of them gets 23.
Okay. He looks like that perked him up a lot.
Great. Juice him again.
Well, the other one is also pretty fucked up.
He's doing him.
Yeah, okay, so that guy gets... next is going to get juiced up for... Oh, not that much.
24.
24.
For only 8 points. Okay.
Okay, so he's at full.
Great. I'll hit Victus.
Alright. Oh!
Stop it. 26.
26. Alright, that puts him at 76.
Do you need another?
You could probably sleep it off.
Sure.
He could sleep it off.
I could give you a milder.
I guess. He's only 7.
Alright, how much time has elapsed?
Okay. How about some berries? I'll throw some berries.
Approximately
And how much
30
bleed
seconds.
30 seconds.
How much so that's
So that lasts... here, let me math that out, because I have it written
that's
down.
5 rounds.
You,
And how much bleed damage do I take a round? Because it's less than 6. It doesn't matter.
66
66
Want me to hit you with
per
some heal?
round.
per round.
Okay.
It
So,
stacks.
magical healing, stop that.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cure Light Wounds.
All right. Well, I need to take the amount of damage that occurred while that was being ignored. Mm-hmm. It's probably not going to be that much.
Yeah, 1d6 bleed damage over 4 rounds.
Okay.
Is that all you give him?
So I won't do anything.
Oh, I do. Well,
No,
was
what
my
that
Cure
means
Light.
is you roll 1d6, and then whatever that result is, it's that much damage over 4 rounds.
Oh, and I
So
wouldn't
it's
let
if it's
that.
4, then it's 4, 4, 4, 4.
Which doesn't do anything to you.
Which doesn't do anything to me.
Well, we'll still heal you.
I think that bleed doesn't get resisted by damage
TR.
reduction.
I don't think so. So that would be 8. Now we gotta multiply that by 4.
32, you stupid fuck.
It is a 11.
11?
So that is 44.
44. Okay.
I hit you for 11.
So 33.
And then we find moderate wounds should just be 2d8s, right? To a maximum of something.
Does anybody else need healing?
Maximum of 10.
How about the person? Are you healing somebody? You're healing.
I healed one, and then I heard he's at full. I guess there's...
No, that was the other one.
Okay, so
Yeah,
yeah.
I did a
Morgan
dwarf.
healed hers up to 1.
Oops. I did a... Oh, I'm
Alright.
still muted.
So 1820 for that one dwarf.
Okay.
So I healed one dwarf and Victus.
That's all they really need. I mean,
Havoc, you get another 16.
All right. So in the midst of your healing, one of the dwarves who you've healed, who got healed up to full, stands up and takes off her helmet, because you can now see that she's a female dwarf.
Can we?
I've
Heard it's difficult to tell.
No, you can tell.
Does she have a beard?
No. She does have
Curious.
something interesting about her jaw.
It's canon. Girls don't have beards in this one.
Well, this particular girl doesn't have a beard.
Just because this one shaves doesn't mean the rest do.
She's French.
Wait, Mister? No.
No, wait a minute.
She's not.
French don't shave.
Put that back.
She's Brazilian.
Alright, so you see, embedded into her jaw,
What?
like on the one towards the middle and then going off to the right, is actually a piece of stone, as if it has been melted into her skin.
Dude.
Huh.
Body deformity.
And so she...
Or wound that probably is best to just leave.
So she says to the rest of the party, "Thank you for saving us." And she like kind of stutters over her words before like clearing her head and goes, "My name is
Name creation.
Sacagawea.
my name is Duchess Slatejaw of the Onyx Crag."
I would like to check the pulse of Massacre.
Okay, he's decidedly dead.
Okay. Just making sure.
You could tell
You can loot his body.
I mean,
'cause
he
another
barely
thing you
teetered over dead, so he may have just been in the negatives.
So one thing you've noticed is about Massacre is there is an arrow that is all of the
brain?
way through his head
Okay.
and is not poking out the back, but it is quite heavily in there.
Alright. I will give it a little twist.
All right, his body doesn't move. Actually, no. There's like a spastic.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
Just gotta make sure that's all
Empathetic
blended up
spasm.
in there. Okay.
Because my axe is embedded in his nervous system.
This controls the arms.
Makes
what's
the
he got
noise
on
that a straw makes when you move it in and out of a cup.
All right, I'm ready.
let's talk. What's her face starts talking,
Oh.
and then we'll get to the items. So Slatejaw, her name, and she says she goes by Slate, and she describes that she's from the nearby dwarven home of the Onyx Crag, and begins describing the situation that she is on a party to try to establish peace with the hobgoblins.
What?
I'm going to. Well, first I'm going to roll for diplomacy, but I'm going to say that
Why are you speaking?
I am not going to speak.
He's a
Actually,
charismatic person.
That's fine. I just like he's not a hobgoblin.
That's a-okay. If Morgan wants to, if he wants to talk, he can talk.
Yeah.
And if Morgan wants to be like, "Hey, shut up, Zool," she can also say that.
so
up to his
But you gotta do it in character.
Sure.
let me
All right.
I'm going to just roll
Squaw over him.
for diplomacy and let's see where
That's
that goes
fine.
from there.
Is yours better than mine?
There goes our headphone users.
Well, considering I just got 5,
Oh no, you do have better than me.
so that is a 23.
23. Okay.
So I guess I'm going to say that somewhere along the lines that we are on our way to the dwarves to make
Yeah, make
make
what?
peace. We're trying to establish diplomatic lines, and we have a hobgoblin with us right now that can
Who's the hobgoblin?
shush.
It's like editing your paper last night.
So we're going to make our way, and we have a hobgoblin with us who's able to speak for the hobgoblins.
We do also bring terrible news of impending doom.
Oh. Oh, is Doom coming?
We could ease our way there.
Not that type of doom.
We can ease our way
kind
there.
of she like squints her eyes at Havoc, trying to recognize him, and suddenly
I will bring the arrow that was in Massacre's head back over to Zool. I'll toss it to him, and I'll say that was a dishonorable kill.
Kills kill.
Oh, are you Havoc? The prince, the exiled prince of the hobgoblins,
Formerly exiled.
and they've sent you as their diplomat.
Havoc will clench his jaw very hard, then he will unclench it, spit out a little bit of blood from where he bit his tongue.
Can't Havoc bite his tongue hard enough?
Probably. I think so. Because I have a strength bonus of +4.
Which I guess strength bonus is all over your body.
Well,
Including your jaws.
My headbutt is, as a primary attack, is full strength bonus, but as a secondary attack is half. So at the very least, it would be +3. I think I can beat
We don't
6.
need to mind. Yeah, but it's fine.
Because I have improved unarmed strike.
To bite your own tongue. Go ahead.
I don't really know what to say, so I just walk up to her. I have a very difficult moment, and then spit out blood, and I just sort of look at her and waiting for some reaction to that.
Well, I thank you for spilling your own blood for our people.
Atlas touches down.
I did not appreciate that lightning bolt, though I understand that magic can be hard to control.
What? Just answer with another one.
29. That wasn't me.
Diplomacy?
Lie.
Bluff?
Yeah.
Bluff check.
Like she saw you cast it, and you're like, "Wasn't me."
And it's strange that it came from you, but
Yeah, sometimes.
I don't know much about magic.
Sometimes these things happen.
Either way, we appreciate your help. You may not be familiar with dwarven politics, but our king has become quite hostile as of late.
All right.
Happened maybe,
So we're doing this again.
it happened maybe a month.
We need one day.
Yeah, give us like 4 hours in the
Yeah.
in the kingdom.
Like 24 hours.
We'll find some way to make a mess of it.
Oh, yeah.
It's been about a month ago. He was normally very subdued, but about a month ago it seemed as if something had cleared from his eyes, and then he became enraged and declared that we would go after the hobgoblins. None of us want it ever since the last war was quite terrible. And so
How old is this slate person?
she probably would have been in her early 20s, or like
Is that
early
normal for
age
dwarves?
when she was fighting in the war.
Oh.
She was fighting in the war.
So she's old now.
No, because the war's only 10 years ago.
Because
Yeah.
Now,
the war started like 10 or 12 years.
So she's like an 80-year-old dwarf.
Got it.
Which is nothing to dwarves.
Yeah.
has anyone been hanging around the king? Anyone new?
Like a dragon?
New? Well, we haven't seen his advisor in about a month. We believe maybe it was the advisor who had been keeping him at bay, but, well, nobody's seen that elf.
Yeah, we killed him.
In the kingdom?
Yeah.
I was gonna say it might be. Yeah, maybe.
Well, just
In either case,
He sucked up his soul.
Yeah, I've just been
Vali!
Yeah, I'm just actually sitting there meditating.
Alright, what's your combat maneuver defense?
Low.
Go for it.
also you can't really teleport here. Oh,
You'll
actually,
probably
are
get
you
it no matter what I do.
are you in the middle of the battlefield?
You still
area?
raging, or are you
you
no
just
longer
No,
raging?
I'm no longer raging.
Yeah.
I'm actually fatigued, so I'll have a -4 to this as well. That's still a 30.
Miss.
Combat maneuver defense.
33.
Okay.
Benefits of you. Thank you.
How do you have a bonus to your combat maneuver defense because of me?
Well, that's actually not you. I forget it's not the armor, but I have an 11 base attack, 7 strength, 5 dex. Actually, no, I don't have the dex anymore. It would be a 30 exactly. No, it'd be a 31, so you still miss. I got a -2 now because I have your new armor.
Technically, I don't. How does the armor add to your combat?
You
maneuver
gave me,
defense?
it's a +3 is my max for dex, so I have to actually -2 now. I haven't minus that yet since I put on your armor.
Oh.
Am I in the middle of something?
But thanks for that.
So technically, I don't miss you. Technically, I just don't pull you.
Okay. So do I just catch it, or
I don't. I'm not entirely sure.
this has never happened to me?
Make the dance.
I would assume you hit like just the wrong little part of the whip.
I guess it would wrap
wraps
around like
them.
his
So
arm
you-
or something, but then doesn't catch
It's a
itself,
touch
so it just
attack.
slides off.
Yeah, it's a touch attack to hit him, and you've effectively wrapped around his arm, but you're not able to pull him.
Well, like when I pull, instead of it catching on itself normally and yanking him, it just slides off. Because I didn't get the latch or something. I don't know.
Victus casts Vanish,
Okay.
just sort of a thing that happens.
It's just kind of his thing.
Zool casts Invisibility Purge.
Atlas
You see
casts
Victus like,
Dominate.
standing there right next to Vali.
Atlas casts Dominate on Victus.
You might have succeeded on that.
Will save.
Why him? Not like your comrades fighting, but like the one that disappears.
Well, I'm watching him sneak up behind Vali. With
By
his
the
knife.
way, when you're sneaking up on me, I can actually see you now.
Well, he'd still be stealthy. Because he's stealthing.
Yeah, but you can't really stealth in midair.
Yeah.
There's nothing to hide behind.
Mid-air?
You're out in
You're
the open.
open.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see what you mean.
Relative to someone who can see invisibility. You're out in the open.
I don't think he's going to succeed. What's the will save?
The will save. 25.
He succeeds.
Okay.
Gosh, I feel
got
very
a 25.
conflicted. Whoa! I know what I do.
By the way, I'm literally just sitting there meditating.
Just gonna cut your arm
He's got a
off.
sap out. No, he's got two saps out.
If you're sitting there meditating, then you're flat-footed. So you
You're
don't
not
get a
sitting there
CMD.
just focusing. Whatever. I'm not trying to participate with you guys. I'm not even actually. How far can your whip even reach? I didn't
15
even.
feet of reach.
Okay, I'm nowhere even near you. I started walking 60 feet behind him before this even ended.
All right, then I'm running in his direction.
And Victus is now standing there in the middle of the open being like, oh. Stands up. Did you try casting something on me?
No, of course not. You've got no spellcraft check.
That's right.
Spellcraft has an asterisk.
You're in between us, aren't you?
I'm gonna interpose myself between you two.
You mean between me and Havoc, right?
Yes.
All right, because you were in the middle of us.
We should have a conversation.
Let's not try and kill each other right away.
I have 50 feet of rope, and it's going around him.
I apologize, Slate Jaw.
We're also
This
going to need to
doesn't
find a
have
way
anything
to make
do
sure
with
that he can't use verbal components as well.
Well, does he still have to check on the totems?
I think I have a candle that I could shove
For
in his
magic?
mouth.
I think that we're within the dwarven territories now.
Might just cast Serenity again on you guys.
Havoc would just take the damage.
He probably would.
He would.
I would. It would take a very long time for me to be knocked out with Serenity.
All right, Victus walks up behind Havoc and puts a hand on his shoulder and says, "We should talk."
He's
It's an
invisible.
us with him.
It's just a voice, by the way. He's not actually.
No, he's visible.
My spikes are not out, but you do take a d6 of fire damage from my flame shield.
Oh, okay. We should probably recast
Flame
that.
shield's a great thing.
5.
Fuck! Havoc? Even I think we should talk to him.
Yes, when he can't cast spells, which is what the rope is for.
You guys know anti-magic shit?
You can just silence him.
And then we can't talk to him.
You could write.
Not if I'm tied up, apparently, as well.
you can cast-
You're like completely.
You can cast message on him.
I love that I'm just listening to all you guys debating on tying me up in silence.
I'll just
Let's-
counter his spell.
Let's just talk to him. He can't really teleport out of here. At least I don't think so.
No, that hurt like a bitch. Thank you, well, actually, thank you, younger. Why are there two atlases here?
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I've got a question about that. Why are there two of you?
Can he do that too? Can he, or is he just waving his arms? Okay, so you're the real atlas. I know that. Doctor?
I'll just sit here.
This is some really. This is like foreign affairs. Just watch.
I
Just sit
understand.
back. Just
You
make
guys-
sure that guy doesn't bleed to death. He looks like he's going to bleed to death.
You mean the dead one?
Nope, that one next to you.
That's fine.
Let's just talk about this.
I was the one who was bleeding out.
Just take a seat.
Okay,
You look tired.
I am. She sits down.
Like sleep from memory lapse.
Wave of exhaustion. Just like right up to her face.
Holy smokes.
What happened to Did the mammoths leave?
Oh yeah,
you guys
They're
went
at the
off
top of the
ahead.
hill.
Yeah, we just ran off.
they're still walking
They're
very
still walking
slowly.
towards you guys because this happened in 30 seconds.
It did happen in 30
So
seconds.
you guys went.
Could you imagine their point of view, just a hill and a light show going up? Actually, no, they would have saw the dwarves go up and down.
It's like. Have you guys seen War of the Worlds?
Yeah.
Where there's like a hillside and there's some shit going on the other side of the hill, and you're like, oh, I don't know what's going on there.
Most people would turn around.
Volley.
Yeah.
Volley?
Why did you absorb that dead wizard?
That man seemed evil.
That was unfortunately not me. That was Raven's doing. As you guys noticed, Raven is actually not on my back.
Oh.
I don't have him with me.
Hey, Doctor, detect evil. See if you can feel the sword's effect on him.
How long does that take to do?
10 minutes.
No, it takes
No,
round.
Paladins just do it.
Oh, okay.
You don't.
Tattoo's not evil? Hey, it's not evil.
It's not shining right now.
Did you cast him into the sea?
I had to go back to Bilthor and go to the church there for a little bit.
Where?
That would be on Titan.
Zone of Truth.
That takes like how long to do as well?
1 round.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That one's pretty quick.
I repeat what I say then, and I'm not even going to try to withstand it.
Okay.
Doesn't resist.
Well,
I had to leave Raven behind.
I save.
When? Yeah, he really wanted me to absorb his body to become one.
and to control.
Hence why I don't look the same either anymore. But because of that, he
What do
kinda,
you look like?
Oh, I have all my long white hair is gone now. It's just short and black.
I was gonna say, are you
Didn't
bald?
know he had long white hair.
I knew he had
Alright.
long white hair. He was an anime character.
Kind of, sure.
No.
But whatever. So yeah.
Eren Yeager.
Okay, go back to your hentai later.
No, he said Eren Yeager.
Okay.
Guy from the Attack on Titan.
So yeah, went to the church. There's a lady there that helped me out. And basically the only way to not
Don't do it, Sam.
deal with this would be I had to leave Raven behind.
Well, did Raven cause you to blow up all those people?
No, that was still my choice. And I still don't regret that. I was trying to protect Havoc. Zone of truth.
Now, do explain, what were the people doing when you blew them up?
They pulled a weapon out. They said, the bartender said, Havoc, the prince of whatever. And then everyone stood up and pulled a weapon.
I think this was there, right? You should know.
Yeah, they did technically do that. However, I had the context of knowing that everybody,
They were pulling weapons because they thought Havoc was a
us.
captive.
because we had tied him up. and
That's
put him
not
in a
how I
blanket,
saw it.
And we're beating him with saps.
Yeah.
That was you.
I'll give myself credit. That was in fact me. However, and I also knew the context that the reason why they wanted Havoc was because they believed Havoc had disappeared rather than been exiled.
Vali? My debt to you is paid. That's all I have to say.
That seems
Zone of
you
truth.
had
Wait, I want to roll. How do I?
I've been in the zone of truth. What do you mean?
I want to see if I mean, I'm not gonna lie, but I want to see if
also
I could beat
standing in
it.
the zone of truth. We're all standing in the zone of
I
truth.
know. I want to see if I could beat it. I mean, I'm nothing.
Okay, the bird lady wants to lie. Let her try.
6.
Oh, no, I want it.
Okay, you failed.
That's a 3. Congrats, you gotta speak the truth.
That's fine. I was gonna do it. I wanted to say something like, I don't know, I'm a chicken.
A year ago, you helped me in the Temple of Psyche.
Oh yeah.
We traveled together because I had a debt to you. That debt is paid. Expect nothing else from me.
Do you owe me a debt?
He did put the purple in you.
I put the purple deep in you.
Oh my.
Atlas takes out a notebook and jots something down and closes it.
Well,
You still gonna try to kill me?
no, but only because you're useful. Let's continue.
Atlas laughs at that remark.
Fucking trying.
Useful.
I'm gonna stab people. You can't fuck me. Slate stands up.
Hey, Slate.
Yes.
I touched the hat and turned into Judar.
Jesus Christ.
Did the person you're talking about look like this?
Yes.
Oh, good to know.
Yeah, see, I told you.
It was the clone.
Clones aren't active.
Oh, you're right.
Well,
He could.
is there something
Yeah,
you
that's all he
guys know about this man?
Yeah, he's
He's
dead.
dead.
And
Well,
he sucked up his soul.
Other than that.
He's dead. What more is there to know?
He was controlling another king,
Dead is dead.
What do you mean by controlling?
wasn't he?
Nah.
I'm in the zone of truth. Do I believe? I believe that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would have been the crown. Corrupted. But I mean, technically, wasn't your uncle always a bad person anyways? Before
That's something
Judar
of
was
a
a part of
theme
it.
for my family.
That was before Judar showed up.
He was clearly controlling two kingdoms at once for his own gain.
Yeah.
Although the king was more peaceful, he didn't seem exactly fair.
Although he was looking down, Judar stole his royal crown.
Is she in the zone of truth?
No! Verdict was returned! And when Satan laughed and stored a mark.
Is she in the zone of truth?
No.
I can cast it like 4 more times.
I could just Baylor whip her into the zone of truth.
Come here for a minute.
And so she stands up and kind of brushes off some stuff and says,
Snow.
Well, I leave whatever's on these bodies to you, I guess. Though I prefer you not to take those of my friends.
I'm like in the pockets of her.
Please
Reverse
don't touch-
time.
Please don't touch those of our friends. However,
Have some dignity.
I would offer you,
No such thing.
since it appears that I do not need to go all the way into hobgoblin lands to have a conversation with their emissary, I'd invite you to come to our home.
You can explain this.
We should build a pyre first.
Oh, yes. Sorry. When the king had
Seems
decided that he
important.
wanted to declare war on the hobgoblins,
Wait a
quite a
minute.
few members of dwarven kind decided that that would be a bad idea because of the last war being so terrible.
Wait a minute. What
You
language
have
is she
no
speaking?
idea.
Common?
Okay. I was about to say, I gotta cast a bunch of understand
No,
tongues on
she's
here
speaking
for a
common.
second.
She assumes that everyone who is into dwarf.
She's speaking abyssal?
It's like, yes!
You.
I'm gonna
Don't you know that you greet people you've never met before in Abyssal?
Yeah, just an old man walking down the road. No, what are you doing?
Jesus Christ!
I'm going to I'm going to what do you call it?
Kill
I
her?
rolled a
Knowledge
19
nobility.
knowledge nobility to what do you call it? Accept her request to join her.
So what, curtsy?
And like
What are you,
No,
curtsy?
that makes sense.
It-
But
like,
he would
their
do so in a
customs-
way that's like in her customs. Sure.
Yeah.
I'll accept
He
that.
curtsies.
So you
whatever the
you dramatically do like this.
Then he
arm-
picks up a rock and takes a bite out of it.
Good rock.
Oh!
Breaks his jaw.
He dramatically
smile, missed and
waves his hand in front of her and bows to accept, and she bows in a similar fashion as well.
I'd like to roll.
Careful, he'll give you lycanthropy.
What?
I like to roll knowledge nobility. See where exactly she stands. Like, is she a
Well, she's a duchess.
duchess of some other faction? So, 23.
So you know that the dwarves have multiple houses, like families that consist of the monarchy, and she leads one of the main ones.
And she's wearing black?
She's wearing all black, seeing as her place is the Onyx Crag.
Okay.
Onyx is a black stone.
I was hoping this is one of the white ones.
So,
The
how
white-
many?
The whites are the bad guys.
The whites, and so she explains, continues to explain that they didn't want war, and so she and a number of families decided to try to split off, make peace with the goblins, and then have the goblins help them overthrow the king.
Well, we can take
So,
care of the king.
how many? So your clan is against. How many clans are there? How many are for, and how many are against?
5. 3 of them are against, 2 of them are for. Unfortunately, the
For war or for the king?
both.
Hold on.
Okay.
Wait a
Technically,
minute.
yeah,
2
both. That
are
makes sense.
what?
That makes sense.
2 are
Uh,
against
that
the
does.
king?
3 are against the king,
Against...
allied with me.
Right. We have the advantage.
It is me. It is, let's call that. It is Aaliyah Shade's hammer. And
Aaliyah Shades hammer.
I was looking
Gun.
around. Get a picture of the throne room. Just
Stone Rock Boulder Slab.
Stone Rock Boulder Slab? Holy shit, that is the best dwarven name I have ever heard. Say it again.
Well, he's of the Boulder Slabs. Stone Rock?
Stone Rock Boulder Slab.
Alright, and who's against?
Um,
I mean, as in with the king.
with the king, of course, there's the king himself. His name is...
I'm gonna write that down. That's gonna be my next character. Stone Rock Boulder Slab.
He's King Grimsbald.
Grimsbald.
And, of course, his compatriot, which is Terra Griphoist.
Terra Grip what?
Grip something.
Hold on.
Griphoist.
Hoist?
Griphoist.
Okay, got it.
If you are for help trying to go against your government and
Yes.
for trying to be companions with the
Hobgoblins.
hobgoblins.
We'll fill it in.
Why did you start running at us when you realized
She did
that?
it.
No,
the
those
other
were the
guy.
whites.
That's
No, the two
That
ones
was
dressed
the
in
whites.
black.
Yeah,
It was the whites.
They were
two of our compatriots appeared to have retreated from the battle. Two of the white barbarians,
Wait,
the
where's
barbarians
the whites and
dressed
the
in
blacks?
It was
white,
the blacks that got
charged
pushed
at you,
away.
angrily yelling. You can see their skeletons right up there on the hill.
Those were the black ones.
bad.
Those
They're
were white.
charred black.
Those were white or black?
They were white.
White is bad.
This was very simple. It's literally a binary.
It's all great to me.
No.
Colorblind.
I'm going to. So she wants to take down the king, correct?
Yes,
Yeah.
with two other groups beside her.
So with a 35 diplomacy, I don't know if this is diplomacy. I'm gonna kind of come up and be like, what is it? Regicide? Is that what it's called when you kill a king?
Yes.
Regicide is
Kind of our specialty.
kind of our specialty.
I knew it. I knew
Started off with
That
the
sounds
mayor.
like a line.
We're
from a
going
movie.
to take care of this for you, but
Oh.
I require something in return.
Oh?
You want the
Your
armor.
time.
Careful, he'll give you lycanthropy.
And what would you ask of us? I would tell you,
I know.
we're
you
not
want.
giving you the kingdom.
Oh, fuck that! I don't care about your
Oh,
kingdom.
okay.
Pity. In your vaults, there's a book I need.
Oh, the Great Dwarven Vault?
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool.
Okay.
Awesome.
It's currently closed to all outsiders, but once we take control, we'll open it up to you and give it back to the proletariat. I mean, the rest of the...
I just need the book. I don't care who gets it after I read it. You can have it back after I read it. I just want to read it.
Okay.
Cool.
That seems fair.
Awesome.
We also
Is there anything else that anybody else would request?
we
Yeah, I need
also
I would like to know that nobody's asking too much of the kingdom.
I'm just getting a book.
Yes?
He wants something.
What would you...
Love.
we're also looking to build some alliances. Try to make peace across the nation.
I would agree to any peace that is necessary to have us not fight against the hobgoblins again.
Yes.
What about fighting
Griff.
against moving cities?
Griff, show her the image.
I've heard.
What, the minor image of moving city?
I've heard
thing.
stories.
Stories, we saw it.
That's just a scout, by the way.
You only
This
have
is something
bringing
that
bad
one nation can
news.
fight, and we need to start
You
building
haven't seen
alliances
these
with
things
everyone.
like I have.
We will need to
Yeah, like
talk,
the whale.
but I'm quite sure that our people would be more than willing to not die by giant crab.
Right.
There's
It's
more than
okay.
just one, by the way.
I
Many
presume so.
There's like 5.
Otherwise, it wouldn't be much of
Five
a
that we
war.
know about. I know about. I don't know about you guys.
I think
I've
we know about
heard-
all of them.
There you go.
Hobgoblins are quite well trained in their metallurgy.
What?
Yes, we are.
Well, I can tell you that the dwarves have quite a lot of...
I hear dwarves are adept at sieges.
Okay.
Bury the hatchet.
In his back.
I have the wood
I just need a book as well. And
Also in the vault? Yes, we have a lot of stuff in the vault. We'd also probably offer you the greatest weapons that we have in there.
Oh,
I already have that. I'm not worried about
yeah,
that.
you do.
Okay. Well,
okay.
I mean-
Well,
He does.
It's only a model.
some of us are weak.
relative. Is that
That's a heck of a-
sword? Did you pull that from the sword
quite the
on
replica.
stone?
Yeah.
Doesn't the world explode when you do that?
Yeah, when I get it all the way out.
I'm not sure what your plan is there, friend.
To pull the rest of the sword out.
And for the world to explode?
Sure.
That seems
That would solve the problem.
Right?
ill advised.
Everything.
I can stop it.
How
from
much
happening.
XP for a world?
It would give you enough to stop the explosion. Just stop time.
You know,
Like,
that's
it's like the last... Our last episode is just going to be the last episode of Futurama.
I haven't actually seen that one.
Time stops.
What do you know about this sword? You said
I've
this-
only heard the stories.
Like what?
Seems about normal.
Well, it's the sword it's the sword that holds back the floods of creation.
How come
It's like a
every
stopper.
fucking scholar in the upper city doesn't know this shit?
Well,
Because they've got the book.
But just some random ass schlub that we
no,
find
no,
in
no.
the mountains knows
this
this shit.
isn't. This is a.
They didn't even know about the myth!
It's a myth. It's just a myth.
Okay, they didn't know the myth.
In reality, probably it's just a sword that has whatever spell is cast upon the
I don't know,
unmovable
there's some, like,
rods.
ghost in
probably
it or
on that
something.
sword. That's it.
There's a ghost in it.
There's a ghost in it?
Or a god or something, yeah. It's pretty cool.
This seems like a lot of information to be telling me, but
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
That's why I need the book.
You seem trustworthy.
She's gonna be the new king of the dwarves. You gotta make a friend.
I wouldn't make a
Queen.
It
Whatever.
could also be stone slab.
Sure.
Boulder slab. Good.
I'm sure you
was
guys
it?
get along.
It's stone rock
Stone
boulder.
rock.
Stone Rock Boulder Slab.
It's quite the king right there.
Best name ever.
Yeah.
Now,
Right.
shall we go? I'd like to collect my two compatriots.
Are the mammoths coming over the hill?
Sure.
Actually, yeah. By this point in time,
Yeah, are we
Past
going
your
to
zone
the...
of truth.
the hobgoblin group has crested the hill,
So
and she sees like the army that was behind them, and they're like, "If that's just you 10,
12.
what do they do?"
Not much.
carry on. I will offer.
They have a compass. That's what they do.
The one thing.
I'll let her put the two bodies on the back.
How
of the
did you
horse.
find your way to the
Oh,
blizzard?
there's more than two bodies.
There's a bunch of bodies, and we should take the time to build a funeral for them.
Oh,
Yeah.
did you
At
want to
least
like
a
bury
pyre.
her?
Flame strike!
We just pile them up.
You guys could check around. To
Alchemist's
see what magic
fire.
items.
Yeah, I'm gonna loot
I'm
them.
ready.
So
All of
she.
them. I'm gonna go invisible and loot all of them.
Okay. If you're invisible, she might not notice some of this stuff. But she begins collecting all the bodies clad in black to bury,
Sure.
and everybody else can begin piling up the black
You can
bodies,
do the whoosh, and there's no soil.
which she wants to burn.
Expeditious excavation.
I'll just light them on fire.
Yeah, but does
Well,
she
she's
want
gonna
to
put 'em
burn
into a
her
pile.
friends or
No,
bury them?
the bad ones she's going to burn.
Yeah.
And then the good
So
ones
you could
she's
do
gonna,
the soil for the good ones.
she's going to bring them back to
Oh,
their families.
I thought that was my question. Does she want to bury them here? All right, I'm ready for the gear.
We have minecarts inside of the underway is literally a 5-minute walk.
With a dead body, though?
I'm going to carry them myself.
Okay.
And then put them in a minecart.
It's not like they go bad. This is the frozen.
They're already
part.
bad.
No, they're dead.
They're like
Right.
crisp.
Yeah, those have expired.
They're past their prime.
That's right.
So she begins carrying the bodies to the underway. While you do that.
I loot. What do I find?
All right, let's loot.
I'm ready.
On these bodies, let's do Massacre first.
All right.
Initiative. Boots of initiative.
Maybe needs a new pair of boots.
The first thing I'm going to say that
any
every time
boots,
you
any
guys
boots.
check something, you're going to check its magic.
Yeah, so we just know what it is.
It's dumb to have to roll everything.
I
All
get
right,
plus
so
26 to that check.
I get plus 27.
And then I can add another 20 to it with Identify.
Massacre has a couple things on him. The first thing he's got is the Cursed Mace of Blood.
I'm not using that.
The Cursed Mace of Blood. It is a +5 heavy mace, which must be coated in fresh blood every day, or else it loses its bonus and powers.
Seems excessive.
The character using the mace must make a DC 13 will save every day if it is within their possession, or they become chaotic evil and possessed with intolerable rage.
Sounds like
Sounds like
somebody
something Dr.
I would
Campus should have.
And also, every time it hits, it deals a stacking 1d6 bleed damage over 4 rounds. And it's forever bound to whomever wields it in battle after their first kill until they die.
I feel like none of us should have that.
No.
No. I mean, I
We
can
can
pass.
sell it.
I can pass the will save, but
I feel like we
Telling my-
shouldn't sell it either.
That seems like something that should go in a deep, dark vault and be forgotten about.
Yeah, I was gonna say I can use it, But coating it in blood every day doesn't sound like a nice thing.
You could
It's
just
fresh
Take
blood.
a vial.
squirrel's blood. It didn't say it had to be a human.
I still don't want to use it.
Yeah, we'll just pawn it.
We shouldn't pawn it. We should break it down.
Break it down.
Silver could probably
Break it down.
destroy it.
We already know someone who can break
Give me
it.
one
It's
more
him
level
with
and
the
I can
Novus.
sunder it.
He can break it with his sword easily.
I can't. I can't.
Your,
Can you break
your
sword?
thing,
Can't you
your
break
sword knows how to sunder.
Give me
Every
one more
sword
level
knows
and I'll
how to
have sunder enchantment.
Yeah.
But I can't do that.
Yes, you can.
No, I can't.
Yeah.
I can't do that. Can I?
You can sunder enchantment on yours. I thought we went over this one.
I broke a crown.
He broke
was
a crown
plot.
that could only be destroyed by
By
a sword that was forged by a once mortal god.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
the plot.
so that was like a key lock
Yeah.
situation.
That wasn't
Alright.
like.
I thought he
like
had
his-
sunder
like,
though as one of his abilities.
Each artifact has a specific destruction component to it,
Yeah.
and that was that one.
Sure.
This is a magic
I'm
item.
saying I thought he had sunder as one
No.
of his abilities.
No.
That's what I thought.
Okay.
Give me one.
So yeah, that's that mace. The other thing you find is in his pocket, not around his neck, is this one. Actually, somebody will need to make a magical check on.
What are we
Literally,
looking at?
we can
a
roll over a
necklace.
40 easily, me and...
I'd like to see the roll, though. I need to see the roll. That's it.
40.
40? Okay.
Does he not know?
You should check as well.
Well, I want to know if he checked. He's taking a look at it first.
I was going to say, we can both cast Identify, which gives us another 20, which then will be hitting the 50s.
Okay. So with that basic 40, this looks like a necklace of +2 AC.
So just do your Identify on it.
It's Salazar Slytherin's locket.
No.
Sorry.
Identify gives you +10. Okay. I stand next to Griff.
For luck.
So to be clear, this is what you guys would be normally doing. I'm just actually giving this one the mechanic.
And then I spend an Arcana point and switch out Mage Armor for Identify.
Okay.
And I cast Identify.
All right.
Shitload of dimes.
17. That's pretty good.
17.
17 plus
10.
36.
So 46.
No.
No,
50.
40, 50,
Oh, 17, sorry. Yeah, no, it would be 50, yeah.
52.
52. All right. So with a 52, you're actually able to identify this in a way that feels comfortable. This is the necklace of strangulation.
That's how you identify it. Oh
It appears to be a wondrous piece of magical jewelry, but when placed on the neck, the necklace immediately tightens, dealing 6 points of damage per round. It cannot be removed by any means short of a limited wish, or miracle, and remains clasped around the victim's throat even after his death. Only when he is decayed to a dry skeleton does the necklace loosen, ready for another victim.
All right, I put that in my pocket.
no!
I don't tell anyone what it does. I just tell him it gives you a bonus if you put it on.
6 damage a round sounds like a good night.
For Havoc? Eternally
getting it.
suffocating.
That sounds like the...
Yeah, but your DR would just go away forever.
What's
is
the
all
book?
it does, because it's every round.
What's the... I have no mouth, but I must scream.
Alright, so Atlas has that.
What's the name of that artifact?
It is
Necklace,
the necklace of strangulation.
This is a real thing.
Yeah.
Look, I take good notes.
What else?
This all
also,
sounded like bad shit.
on him, he has oil of a aligned weapon, evil.
That's so you can cast a line weapon, I think.
So he just puts it on it.
Oh, it's an oil. It's an oil.
Oil.
Yeah, yeah.
It is a potion of cure light wounds, potion of fly, potion of invisibility, like 15 potions of shield of faith.
What?
That's a lot of...
This is all
That's a
just
lot.
on Massacre?
Yeah.
How does he carry them all?
Its description says indeterminate number of potions of shield of faith.
Does it?
Wait, why does he have all
It
this
just sort of
evil
says
stuff?
potions of shield of faith. So I'm going to give it 10. It's 10.
10?
Rather than 15.
Man, I already rolled.
I still find it funny.
It's a lot of potions of
He has
shield
a
of
ton
faith.
Just
of
let him
evil
be.
stuff and then shields of faith
Yeah.
potions.
Negative faith?
Sure.
Yeah, I mean,
Evil
faith can
faith.
be an evil thing.
Yeah, you can have evil faith.
You can have evil faith. He also has +1 moderate fortification breastplate. A +3
Hold on.
adamantine rancier.
Give
What
that
was it?
breastplate to Griff. He's looking for a breastplate.
Alright. Griff.
What is it?
Plus 1 fortification breastplate.
Moderate fortification breastplate.
That means you have a 50% chance to negate a critical hit on you.
Alright, and what was
Does
the
it
next
add
one?
to?
A
No, it doesn't
+3
add to
adamantine
initiative.
rancer.
No, does it add to?
Adamantine what?
Rancer.
AC, it's probably better than your
Oh,
AC.
It's AC bonus is 7.
E-U-R.
But it has some
Rancer.
different things on it.
Rancer. It's like a...
It's a pull-on.
But it's not
What kind of rancer
the
is
other one, so I
Adamantine.
think it
Plus
will
3
affect your
adamantine.
speed and stuff.
A +1 composite longbow. +10
Yeah,
strength.
you'll be moving slower.
Plus 10 strength.
But you don't move anyway.
With 20 arrows. These are just fancy-looking arrows. They are effectively normal arrows.
10 strength.
Just a regular old dagger. Hand
Jesus,
axe.
That means he has 30 strength.
Sorry, hold on. Adjust the
Like
dagger.
I said, this guy's jacked.
And I was able to pull him, but not Vali.
No, you weren't able to pull him.
You're right, I missed.
Because his CMD was 33.
I have an okay strength. I have a 24.
You sure this dagger isn't good enough to be eaten by your dagger?
It's just a fucking knife.
You could
None
have
of
lied.
us,
It's just a real old
Could
knife.
have lied.
Belt
None
of...
of us can wield that composite longbow.
I can.
give me a minute.
You have to have +10 strength to wield it.
If I have my once I get the belt and it's +6 when I cast full strength.
Nope, they
No, it
don't.
doesn't stack.
They're both enhancement bonuses. They don't stack.
Nope, can't wear the longbow.
Sell the longbow.
It's a good thing to hold on to, maybe, but yeah. Belt of giant strength. +6.
How much? Plus
Oh,
6?
hey.
So
I wonder.
just clicks on.
Just click it on.
Cloak of resistance.
Plus what?
+3.
Oh, I already got one.
And you see it, this just sort of lying next to him. It's as if he had not actually used it. Was a pink rhomboid Eon stone.
Pink.
Pink
Rhomboid
ion
Ion Stone.
Let me look
Do
up.
we know what that one does?
Yeah, what is that?
Yeah, I'll look it up. He's also got 43 gold on him.
I'll take the belt of giant strength and put it on.
This is
Zool.
for you, Zool. Try and come and get it.
You're welcome to try and take it from me if you'd like.
I thought
It
you're
is-
not wearing the bell of
It
physical
grants the
perfection?
wearer
No,
a
he has
+2
that.
enhancement bonus to Constitution.
Neat.
+2 to Constitution.
It's a slotless item, too.
Ooh, I could use Constitution.
What is your constitution right now? 0?
It also
Oh my god, yeah.
It also grants a +4 competent bonus on one type of check affected by the endurance feat.
That's never used in these games.
Okay,
Alright.
that's fine.
It does
So,
not matter.
I'm sorry. Havoc grabs the belt.
So whoever feels like they need Constitution may want to take that.
I kind of do.
Okay, Doctor.
Evan,
Alright,
what
so
do you need that belt for?
So was that +2 Constitution?
yeah, let me read off who has
How's
what
that
so
gonna help
far.
I'm
A lot,
entirely
actually.
a strength-based character, and I
Yes.
have no enhancement bonuses to any of my ability scores. That's how.
Oh, you would think you would have had one back at your city.
All right, so
I did, and then he took it.
Makes sense.
So currently, Atlas has 2 rings that cast shield on
yes.
each other.
I didn't pick that
Both
up.
of those.
You did not? I thought you were holding them in the corner.
No, I didn't pick them up. I
He was grabbing the guy's hands. Look at these!
Okay, he does have the necklace of +2 AC strangulation. Griff has
It actually doesn't do that, but we'll let it go.
It just kills you.
Just kills you.
Griff has the +1 fortification breastplate. We're going to be holding on to the composite longbow, but we're not sure what to do with it yet. Havoc has the belt, and Doctor has the pink rhombone stone.
Also, the strangulation necklace wouldn't get rid of my DR because the DR counts for each separate source. That's
No,
physical
you're
damage.
right. You're right. Yeah.
So I could just wear that and it would do nothing.
It would just suck.
It would just.
It would suck.
It would be
but,
kinky.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
It was a pink rhomboid.
Yeah.
I take my neck slot and that's it.
RHOM.
I feel like that pole
That's
arm.
really
You
funny.
would never be able to put anything on your neck.
That might be good for you, depending upon.
I was gonna say that pole arm speaking to
It
me.
has reach.
I
I
don't know.
think.
Griff's sword might be able to cut it off.
Cut what?
My own sword could probably cut it off.
All right,
Yeah,
do we
my
want to just
sword's
give the
not
dagger to
that
Victus?
special.
Your sword is a
He
god.
just kind of
No,
puts it
it's not.
somewhere.
Sure.
He's just like, oh, cool, and then disappears out of his hand.
All right, the cloak of resistance. What does resistance do?
Gives you
plus
+3 on
three
every single one
on
of
your
your saves.
fortitude, reflex, and will save.
I've got a +5 version of it.
I got a +3 already.
Say if I
Nice. Stacked
need to see if I have a cloak.
You can wear multiple cloaks.
Double
if they went
cloak.
too
Do you
much.
have a cloak?
Yeah, I'm wearing a cloak of lets me swim in the water.
Great. Morgan doesn't have a cloak.
Just
Ah.
put it on. You need it.
That's good for you.
More grim.
I did it to
More
myself.
grim. It's your own damn character.
Righto. And then the 43 gold we can split up later. Would you like to keep going?
Yeah, you find on some of the other guys, the 2 barbarians have a +1 buckler of 9 lives stealer.
Buckler of 9 lives stealer?
Yeah.
What?
How does that work?
Is that a weapon with...
What?
That's a weapon enchantment on a buckler.
I use
Which,
shields.
yes, you can do that.
I use
You
shields.
could, but why?
So what
Why
does this-
not?
How does that even work? Would they be using shield bashes?
Yeah.
The 1d2 shield bash of a buckler?
This will get him, for sure. If I roll just right, I'm going to steal his life. Just right.
Look, man, I'm looking at his thing. It says he's got a +1 shadow breastplate with armor spikes.
Hold on. Plus.
+1 shadow breastplate with armor spikes. A +1 buckler with 9 live stealer. No, okay, that's a comma. He has a +1 buckler, and
A
he
9
has the
live
weapon
stealer.
called the 9 live stealer.
That makes sense.
That makes a lot more sense.
I would still love it to be the other thing. Though.
It would have been funny.
Just standing
Just
there
like reading the
some
book, is
guy
this
just,
possible?
smashing a buckler over
Because
his
9 Life Stealer is a unique weapon. It's not an enchantment.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. So
Okay.
it's not a super unique weapon.
Yeah.
It's just called
Okay, so far it's a +1 buckler, a +1 shadow
You're
plate
fighting against level 17 people. They're going to have those sorts of things.
with spikes,
Sorts
and
of
then
randoms.
the weapon is called 9 lives.
This guy's actually 15, but yeah. Then he's got a masterwork composite longbow +5 strength. He's got
Hold
there
on.
are 2 belts of giant strength +2.
+2, you say?
Yeah, +2.
+2 does nothing for me.
Masterwork composite longbow. And what
I
is
will
it
give you
plus?
the +6 belt and take one of the +2s.
No, in all seriousness, in like 2 more days.
No, hold on. Shoot first. Masterwork composite longbow
You're also
plus what?
+6.
I know,
+5,
I'm talking
sorry.
to Sam. That happened.
So it's not a +5 composite longbow. It requires 5 strength,
That's what I want to know.
which is like a reasonable thing for a composite longbow.
It's
The
doable.
one that Massacre had was like, what the fuck are you doing? That is a 200-pound draw, like 400-pound draw composite
I
longbow.
could see about taking that, but in like 2 more days, Silver's gonna be done with my belt, anyways. So,
That's interesting.
plus
Bummer,
5.
he's hooked up for the next 3 months doing mine.
I'm pretty sure you can get mine out of the way first.
A belt of giant strength +2.
And there's 2 of them.
Yes. A chime of opening.
That's a fun item.
What does that do?
Just
It's
open
just one.
stores, right?
How many uses does it have?
Probably all the uses.
How many would that be?
It's like 20 or something. I don't know.
I like to write these things.
Well, it's just in the description of
Is
the
it
item.
similar to the knock spell?
It is the
Yeah,
knock
it
spell.
is the knock
You
spell.
just
Just on
you
a
ring the chime and it knocks.
Knock knock.
Ding. Aha!
Chime of opening is a hollow mithril tube about 1 foot long. When struck, it sends forth magical vibrations that cause locks, lids, doors, valves, and portals to open. This is what they were using to break into buildings as SWAT team guys.
The SWAT team just uses a chime.
That's
I love
basically
it.
what these guys do. The device functions against normal bars, shackles, chains, vaults, and so on. A chime opening also automatically dispels a hold portal spell or even an arcane lock cast by somebody of 15 level or lower. Chime must be pointed at an item or gate to be loosened or opened. Chime then struck, clears ring tone, yada yada yada. A silent spell negates the power of the device.
Makes sense. Is that it?
Yeah.
Number of uses.
10.
Okay.
Does it? Say that?
It's
It
at the
does?
bottom. You can use it 10 times and
Oh
then
yeah,
it cracks.
10 times total. So it's got 1 use out of it.
Oh, so it's
9.
9. Got it. Continue.
And there's also 2 cloaks of resistances +2. That's why these guys were able to dodge some of those shots. And I don't know if I should include that. Fuck it. There's 2 hats of disguise.
Oh, God. They were really blacks the whole time.
I want one.
Okay, maybe cut that one out. That one's really not. Go ahead. Also, there's one last guy. Now it's a brutal warlord.
Okay.
He's got a potion of bear's endurance, potion of cure moderate wounds.
And it's a bear's endurance?
Yes.
Okay.
So that gives you +4 endurance when you drink it. Potion of cure moderate wounds. Potion of heroism.
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 What does that do?
Cast heroism.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a spell. +1 full plate. A lion's shield. And a +1 vicious flail.
Oh, he's the flail guy.
Was that the one that was whacking me over the back of the head?
Yeah.
Oh.
And a belt of giant strength +2.
So many belts of giant strength. We gotta sell these.
A lot of these guys are carrying a lot of belts of giant strength.
Yeah, I'm poor.
You begin to notice that a lot of the bodies, and that's it.
Okay.
You begin to notice that a lot of the bodies don't
count
have any magic items on it, and it's clear that the reason why these guys were still alive and fighting is because they were fucking murdering everybody else.
So whatever we decide to sell, I will calculate the cost, and then I'll split it among us, and I'll let you guys know next session.
You also know that there's like 40 short swords amongst the bodies, if you really want.
Mundane short swords.
Yeah, mundane short swords. There's 20 mundane longbows. Composite bows, I mean.
You can't even really sell those.
40
so
short bows and 20...
That's not worth.
Composite longbows.
That's not really.
That's not
You
worth.
don't really need any of this stuff. And there's like at least 100 daggers.
There was a fire.
If you guys put them into a pile, Victus is like rolling around like a dog.
His sword is just going around just eating swords for no point.
What does that lion's shield do?
Here, you can look it up.
I want to know what the heroism potion does. But I can.
Cast
also-
heroism.
I don't know what that...
It's +4 bonuses on stuff.
Oh, okay. I guess I can look that up later.
It plays a song. I need a hero.
This is a
As you run through battle.
This is a +2 heavy steel shield. It's fashioned to appear to be a roaring lion's head. And 3 times per day as a free action, the lion's head can be commanded to attack, biting with the wielder's base attack bonus, and dealing 2d6 points of damage. The attack is in addition to any actions performed by the wielder.
Heroism is +2 on attacks, rolls, saves, and skills, and greater heroism is +4.
So that might actually be good for silver.
The shield.
The shield?
Doctor
Just
might
use the
want it
shield.
though.
No, I got a shield.
Let's give it to Silver. He needs to get more things.
You can build whatever you want.
I mean,
You
we
guys stop being
nothing
so.
for
what we
himself.
could do is sell it to Silver in exchange for more magic items out of him.
I don't know how much gold Silver has.
And that's about all you
He's
find.
been overcharging us, the bastard.
And as you're finishing, like looting and putting the bodies into the
Piles.
pit to burn, and then moving all the bodies into the underway, Slatejaw approaches and says, "I do have one thing. Back at my home. If you're going to go there alone to fight the king himself, I do have a sword that I may offer you."
Does it kill dwarf kings?
I mean, of many
Is it the
things
key?
that it will
Like,
kill.
is it the one thing? Or
It's
just
a sort of
The reason why I'd give it to you is it's well known for being a blade used by assassins.
So why is that a good thing?
It would be good for you to assassin.
Okay, you can fit it.
It's a long sword.
I don't think anyone here needs that.
No.
It's a long sword.
Oh,
Dr. Briampus can have it.
I think it's for the person who just gave up this. Wait, you have another sword.
I have 3 swords,
Oh, you gosh.
not counting the Blight Blade.
What's the
I will take it.
The guy who bites his sword.
Okay,
Thanks.
We're offering it.
The other one's hidden.
Let's.
What is it? Is it
It's the,
special?
it's the sword of Avon. It's the reverse of Nova.
No, I know. Avon Barksdale, motherfucker.
Is it special?
It's quite special.
Alice, is it special?
What's that?
She's not. You don't have the sword. It's back at her home.
Oh,
Oh.
I thought she was giving it to us.
No, she's
Is it a
saying
well-known
when
sword?
we go back to the Onyx Crag, we'll give you that.
It's a long sword, you said?
It's a long sword.
Gotcha.
So it's a 2 hands.
I thought she was saying, like,
No,
here's
it's
a
a one-handed
sword.
sword, but you can two-hand if you want.
In
and
real
that
life,
gives it to a
they're two-handed swords. In the game, they're
Yeah, you
one-handed
can
swords.
Is this
It's
a
so
Victus weapon?
No,
No, you can't.
Unless
it's a martial weapon that's also strength-based. So
Anyway, let's return to Onyx Crag.
yes.
Lead the way.
So you begin.
You would think he would have pulled up by now with his...
Do we have a spell to start the pyre that we're going to leave behind, or
She.
Dr. Hippocampus throws a bomb at it.
Oh no!
I guess that works.
It does fire damage.
She kind of sets up a bunch of like things to also burn along with it, like wood and stuff. So the bodies burn successfully.
Cool.
And then you all make your way back, and she pushes a line of carts with like a little.
we should stay until the fire goes out, though.
Okay,
For a full rest.
so you stay. Into
Yeah,
the-
we could have a long rest.
Around this warm, smelly fire.
Oh, yeah.
So as the pyre burns, she kind of tells you about.
Is
her
she
plan.
alright with the other hobgoblins? Are they...
She kind of eyes them, but
What are they doing?
they stay away from her.
Okay.
I pass out wax to anyone who wants to stuff their nostrils. Wax? Warm wax? Anyone?
Smoke
wanna
doesn't go up
smell
my
it.
nostrils. And I don't breathe.
I'll tell
You
Avalanche
smell
that
real
they can
strong.
Have it, give me one of your
Plus
cigarettes.
wax.
they can continue
all
about
out.
their
Can't make 'em.
normal rangings, but be ready to join the
smoke through all my
forces of the
tobacco.
Iron Glacier from Rally.
Aye.
They don't need to follow us.
Okay. Do you need any help going into the? I've never killed a king before.
We can
I
handle
have,
it.
Start
and I
off
don't think
small.
we'll have to again.
Okay.
That's not true.
What?
Well,
I just said I was going to kill the king.
good luck, Prince Havoc. And he nods and walks off.
Lord Farquaad?
He
Watch
Avalanche.
Avalanche.
Oh,
Did anyone take the rings?
I wrote it all
I
down.
didn't even know what the rings were. I never saw them.
Yeah, the ones I found.
I took him. Victus says.
Okay, should I put you
I'm
down?
not going to put him on
Okay.
because
that's
I've got
right, he'll
I've got the
explode.
ring of climbing. My hands will explode.
I can put one on.
Do it.
What do those rings do again?
You got to find somebody else. You literally have to find somebody else, otherwise these rings are pointless.
They cast what? Shield?
Shield, but on the other person.
Yeah.
So you need a secondary person.
They're
Well,
free
it's-
action.
Has a free ring slot.
I don't want it.
I own too many rings.
Here you go. Victus throws you a ring with perfect. Oh,
Misses.
oh, that's a nat.
Lands in
At critical hits. He throws
Whack
you
her in the
ring.
head.
You don't threaten on a 19 by throwing a ring.
This is a plus. This is a 1920 ring.
It's a
It's a keen ring.
keen ring.
He throws you the ring.
So I catch it. I guess I put it on.
So
Yeah.
how many rings do you have now?
That's one ring.
He reaches out and he goes.
Perfectly on.
Okay, Frodo.
Are we married now?
That's how it works.
You can now cast shield on each other.
Okay. And
Free. I have got to see actually if there's a limit per day, but I don't think there is.
So this is not the one where I take his damage. This is the one where
No.
we actually just cast Shield of Faith with it.
Nope, it's just shield.
Just shield.
Just shield.
So tell me about
We do
this,
have an unspecified number of shields of faith, though.
No, you have 10.
10.
I've specified.
And I can cast that spell like 6 times a day.
Tell me
Oh,
about
did
this,
you know that these are actually 50,000 gold pieces?
Yeah, they're very expensive.
tell me
At
about
any
this-
time.
Yeah.
At any time.
Anytime.
This effect has no range limitation.
It just happens.
And how much does it protect you from?
Gives a shield.
Well, shield.
Which is like
Good shield. It's a +4 to AC.
it's a shield bonus.
Tell me about this delay.
Seems pretty good to me.
Yeah, but you do it for him. He's
If
yeah.
you don't want
Actually,
it, I'm
wait.
going to take it.
Dr. Hippocampus. Maybe I should take that. That's alright. We'll worry about this at a date in which I'm not.
Actually, speaking of Dr. Hippocampus, you can not spend that bomb because I'm literally on fire.
Just stand in
I
the...
Just rolls around the
I
dead
haven't
body.
turned it off this whole time.
Maybe you should.
And then I'll turn it off.
Pulls out
How
a.
long does it last? I know I have that spell. I don't even know. How long it
It's like the
lasts.
ground just
Well,
on fire.
it's
Oh, you have the
Rain.
rain version, yeah.
Is Havoc just starting forest fires?
no, because I'm not bumping into things.
The Havoc can
I'll give
prevent
it to you
forest
only if you
fires.
tell me about the 9-socket delay doom.
Oh, it's broken.
It's used up.
It's used up.
Okay, so...
The people who
Used it.
Yeah, the people who used it up completely.
Okay.
Because they
Cross
got
that
just
off.
They
bombed.
got just
Got
decimated.
nuked.
So the reason why they were alive was because the ring kept them alive.
So Atlas, you know of any other ways to increase strength besides a belt of strength and bull strength?
Wish.
Yeah.
Wish. I wish I was stronger.
It's a good way to waste much.
Put points into it.
It is a good way to waste
Three.
wish.
Wish for ultimate power.
4. So next level and at 20.
Actually, I believe there's manuals of
There
gainful
are
exercise.
manuals of gainful physical prowess. But those are really rare. You know, maybe there's one at the bottom of the deepest depths of the vaults of the dwarves. I don't know.
Or in your basement of your house.
Yeah, there's probably something cool like that down there.
I'm going down there.
Well, I'm gonna go down there too.
Like any anime, we'll never find out what's in that basement until the 8th season.
Don't we
It
all?
was like the second
we all
season.
have.
I don't know. I never watched it.
It was the second season.
We all have eye patches that allow us to breathe water.
No, we don't.
No.
Those don't breathe.
They give us a swim speed
Yeah.
of
Fool.
our normal speed.
It's alright, I can mass cast
you
us to breathe underwater.
You can go down there. Just go swim down there.
I can just breathe underwater. So.
I don't think it's the water.
Atlas
that
doesn't
kills
have
you.
to breathe.
Yeah, there are some pretty powerful enchantments on that house. That didn't stop it from falling into.
There's like 30 gins in that house if you
not
open the door.
It's places
My dad had a
lousy
thing for
with
gins.
Yeah, if I come with you, then it should be
We'll be
okay.
alright. Yeah,
My
we'll
dad had a thing for gins. I'm
Be a
sorry.
Episode 20, 30, 9, 51. Homecoming.
All right.
Would you like to know?
That's why
what
Atlas is a
recording
sylph.
we're
His
at?
dad's just a human.
Yeah, he's just fucking
We're on
around.
24 or something.
25.
Yeah.
This is
It's not really his real father.
Sorry, that was too much
Daddy
talking
didn't
over
know.
each other.
Yep, it's all going to get cut.
Okay, so you all make your way through the underway. The underway is a pretty well maintained, except for the very end, which is decidedly not finished. It's a pretty well maintained, very tall tunnel. It's got paved ground, and it appears that they spent a lot of money on it, knowing that the way would be basically untouched by the elements. The walls are lined with fancy-looking stone. There's nothing too fancy, but it's all lit by what appears to be runes that have light cast on them permanently.
It's a lot of permanency.
One poor dude every day just
But I
went out
suppose when you have a civilization that's built on mining, you're going to run into a lot of ruby dust.
Continual flame.
So, as you make your way down, you can also see that the sides are lined with what appears to be minecart rails. And that is how many things are transported along the underway, is by
Somebody get one.
whatever those things are called.
Telekinetically push it.
Mining cards?
Yeah, it's the minecart thing where you like move the thing up and down and it moves it forward.
Just a mine card.
I'm not sure.
That has a name.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's called
We
though.
should
Like a
know
pump
that.
cart thing.
Hand cart.
Handcart. So as
Yeah,
it
that
moves,
was a $40 hand cart. you should have known that.
So as you move along the underway, the travel is relatively clear, and it doesn't appear that very many people are traveling.
Can my horse fit in a cart?
Yes, your horse can fit in a cart.
Look, guys, I can only summon it like twice a day,
That would require a handle animal check, I think.
perhaps 3.
Yeah, could you like to spell it and then
The
just
yak also
summon it
follows.
later on?
Alice,
I have a
everybody on the
certain
car,
number
just
of
give it a
summons
push with your mind.
I know, but we're in a
Shove
mine.
it down.
A telekinetic charge.
You need a mine.
So travel, although you would be by mountain, maybe 2 weeks away, it takes you about 2 days to make it to the Onyx Crag.
That means by the time we
On the
get there, I'll have
second
my
day,
I'm assuming somebody heals me, please. Just
Yes.
so I'm back up to full.
He did.
No, but just in general, so I'm back up to full in those 2 days.
Sure, I can do
plenty.
46 10 times a day, so I'll just
Yeah, plenty.
boom.
Great.
Alright, on the second day, is it like multiple carts, or is there like just one really big cart that we're all kind of on?
There's multiple carts.
Alright. I will transition from the cart that I was in. I assume that we've each got like, we paired up in carts or something like that. I'll move to the cart that Duchess Slate is in, and I'll speak with her. But I will not I will pointedly look past her when speaking to her, because Havoc is trying very hard to work through his issues, and with barely any tact, because he's Havoc, right? He says, why would the Iron Throne sign a treaty with someone so willing to commit treason against her own people?
I would ask the same for why you were so willing to kill your king.
He was not the king. He was a usurper, and the true king has been enthroned. By right of succession, my father was king, and then my brother after him. My uncle would have been king only after me, who is next in line. And I, myself, will be waylaid the moment my brother has an heir.
Well,
that is the way of it.
I would say that she kind of like leans off of the cart and stares off into the underway.
We're both just watching the wall as we as we go along.
And she says that I don't think our king was much of a king, and it's not because of politics, rather declaring a 10-year war. 10-year? 5-year? I don't know how long.
12-year.
12-year.
The siege was 5 years.
Declaring a 12-year war over minor squabbles that cost us the lives of countless, and then thinking that you can just go back to being the king.
Quite a bit of politicking you're doing there, but it was we who declared the war.
Either way, he doesn't deserve to be king, even if he did not want to start a war again.
You do not deserve to be king. It is a matter of blood.
Then maybe we should not have kings.
Atlas floats over into the car. He like picks up some soot and dust from the cart, prestidigitates it off. Clean, crisp, pleated. All this talk of kings is sickening. Kings are just people. Not any different than you or me or that guy back there. He points to Victus.
Hey!
All these titles are just... they corrupt your mind, you know?
I wouldn't disagree.
You hear Vali speak up. Holds up his hand. I can tell you who's worthy to be king. Holds up his ring.
What I'm trying to say is there are no kings. Damn it!
What's the woman's name?
Slatejaw.
You want to know if you're worthy or not?
No.
All right.
Everyone here with a spell slot can kindly fuck off.
You can cast magic too, you know.
I don't have a spell slot.
Do you have a high enough intelligence to know what a smell slot
starts to
is?
cry.
What I'm saying is that what we want is the end of hostilities between our people, and that will not be achieved by spilling more blood.
I would agree. Though, have you met the king before? He would disagree greatly.
I know well of this king.
Yes.
He was the one who held the siege. There is quite, at this point in time, actually, I gestured to the many faces on my armor, there is no one left alive who hates your king as much as I do. But I'm not going to kill him.
Well,
nor will I let any of you kill him.
What if we don't kill him?
If there is to be peace, if you cast polymorph, I will kill you.
I will polymorph kill you.
Chicken. The chicken.
This guy back here gets it.
You're gonna have to bust your way through a 20 fortitude save.
I'll find a way.
either way, I actually do not care whether or not this king is alive or dead. I want peace. That is it.
And I'm telling you, the only way that we can have peace is if we have peace with him.
Okay. I am still giving you that sword.
Very well. But I have to solve this with words.
But he's gone crazed with a glaze in his eye? A glaze craze?
No more crazed than I saw when he had first started the war.
Zool, calm emotions.
No one's attacked anybody.
No,
No, for the king.
Oh, yeah.
That only lasts for a little while.
Yeah, and it's not much. And then they can also make a fortitude save.
You are now second hand to the king. You must calm emotions every however long it lasts.
Well, actually, I have a supernatural ability that lets me, or a blessing that lets me do that like 8 or 9 times a day or
How
something.
long does it last for?
I don't know.
Either way,
Long enough.
Probably
that's all I have to
a
say.
minute and a half. 15 rounds.
Enough time to hold a conversation with someone who is thinking clearly.
If they
You
don't.
cast permanency on it.
Permanency calm emotions.
Would that just be a...
No, there's a list that permanency can affect. I don't think calm emotions is on it. But I'll check, because that would be
Because
hysterical.
The trick is to be diplomatic with this king. In some sort of way that he'll actually understand, whether that is to use calm emotions or see if there's any magic at play.
We get him in a zone of truth and explain everything that's going on.
I can permanency zone of truth, I know that.
Only if he can.
Welcome to the Truth Zone!
We need to beat. Only if he doesn't beat.
We had a level 20 wizard just kind of walk by and cast this thing.
Never
Oh
left.
man, that'll be a good thing to... There's just a spot where somebody, sometime in the past, cast permanency Zone of Truth at like CL 20. 22. Maybe he's an epic level character. And it's just been there for the past millennia.
That's pretty much what that arch was. In the...
Yeah, where you have
yeah,
to speak a
college.
truth to pass. Yeah.
Oh, I guess, yeah.
Can't you just dispel that? Anyways.
But it'd be cool to come across just in the middle of the woods, and you're walking, and you're like, I have to tell the truth now.
It also has like
Fuck!
compel, like you have to say the truth. You can't stop talking.
Either way, so you guys make your way towards the Onyx Crag, and you see that people are not doing so great. It appears as if the king has been throttling this land. But you do notice that everybody seems pretty happy when they see the queen returning. Duchess returning with
Carts of bodies?
Yeah, right.
Carts of
Seems like a bad.
carts of bodies and Yay! Hey, good job! You got everyone but one guy killed and brought a bunch of
Didn't
weirdos.
you just leave?
There's 4 people.
It's been 4 hours.
But the fact that she's returned with a emissary from the hobgoblins. So
And
there's
elves.
also,
It's the fastest trip to the Hobgoblin Nation.
she does bring back the bodies, and people are mourning and such.
No longer cheering.
So she brings you up to the citadel. So you can see the Onyx Crag is this large cliff face that has been carved out of the side of a mountain by hand, it appears. And the entire internal part of the mountain is made out of onyx itself. And onyx is like a sort of soft, black, metallic stone, similar to obsidian, sort of.
Obsidian's kind of a glass.
Yeah, but it's in vision when it's, especially when it's polished, it's very shiny. And both the castle itself and everything is built right into the side of this, and it's on the opposite side of a mountain, so it's facing south.
I know that it's a members-only gem in RuneScape. That's a weird bit of trivia that I don't know why I know.
A man approaches you and says, "Trimmings."
Free armor trimming. Follow me to the wilderness.
And so she leads you all to a large elevator, it appears, and you take it all the way up.
It's
to
so
the top.
shiny. I resist pecking it.
Everything is shiny. It appears that the walls and the buildings themselves are built out of onyx.
I'm a little overwhelmed.
Yeah. And so she leads you into the great hall. Most of it is pretty empty. Everything seems quiet, as if the building itself was built for many more dwarves than there are. She kind of describes to you that because this is the land that is closest to the hobgoblins, it was the one that was most drawn from for the wars, and so they still haven't really recovered. And then brings you over to the main citadel chamber, where, gleaming above the throne itself, there is a sword that is embedded into the wall.
A lot of swords stuck into things.
I pull it out.
Well, she like pulls it out pretty carefully and says, originally it was in there because somebody had thrown it, but we just sort of decided it'd be a good way to store it anyways. It's a good talking piece. And she hands it to whoever wants to take it.
What's the
Hold on.
what's the stats on
I'm
it
going to
like?
identify that.
So she describes to you what the sword is all about. And like the traditions behind it and like why they have the sword, and that she kind of doesn't want the sword in the first place because it represented her father.
Okay, what is it?
So it is-
37 plus 18. So.
she describes the sword as having a name. It's called the Edge Dancer.
It dances on the edge.
Yeah. So the sword.
Victus,
No,
we got the edge dancer for you.
it's too big.
Shrink item.
Oh my god.
It is a +4 mithril longsword, so very shiny. And she says that it has the two phrases that are embedded on it, and you can see on the sword itself that it's a long silvery blade with carved vines winding around it. It's extremely light, even more than a mithril blade would normally be. And when you swing it, it sounds as if it cuts the air itself, and it glows a subtle green when you're in the dark. And written on its side are two phrases. One is, I will remember those who have been forgotten. And on the other side, I will listen to those who have been ignored. And she says that if you say the first phrase, it casts regrowth, which is, it will do 1 cure critical wound. She doesn't say this. This is something you know. It casts 1 cure of critical wounds per day as a swift action for free. And it will automatically apply stabilize on any creature that it touches, including a creature that you hit with it.
So if you strike someone down,
It will stabilize them if they're bleeding out.
Okay.
That's cool.
Yeah, but usually we just completely obliterate someone in one hit.
Yeah.
I will remember those that are forgotten.
And that is, if you just utter the phrase, I will remember those who have been forgotten.
Okay, and the other phrase, I will.
And so it's it's supernatural, and it requires somatic. So you have to say those words out loud.
That's verbal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's not
verbal?
somatic. Yeah, it's verbal.
Yeah, somatic is
Motion gestures.
what was the second phrase?
The paladins are both like, this is cool, this is a cool sword. I already have
The
this
sword you're
long
currently
sword.
using- Oh, you have your big mind sword. I forgot about that.
The phrase is, I will remember those who have been forgotten.
I thought you said there's two.
Yes. And so the second phrase, which is, I will listen to those who have been ignored, is a swift action.
That casts silence.
And it is 4 times per day. This is a weird one. And it's for a duration of 16 minutes, because it's 4 minutes per caster level. And it's a caster level 16.
So, how many? 16 minutes? Jeez.
16 minutes,
Okay.
the duration of the spell. And it casts 4 times per day, supernatural. And it can be stopped at any point by the user.
You didn't say what spell it is.
Yeah, I have no idea what.
So it's called Slick to Touch. It raises your CMD by 30. However, the user must make a reflex save of 15 to remain standing, and must make a DC 20 reflex save if they are prone to stand up.
so it's just slip and slide.
Sort of. So the
So you
user
could run really, really fast, cast that, and then slide.
Yes, the user has 0 friction on their body and continues in the direction they were moving the previous round with the same speed. And the speed can
Atlas
be
wants this sword.
Speed can be increased up to a maximum of
weird.
1,045 feet per round, or 209 squares per round.
What?
If the user has made a full move, run action in the round previous to using this ability, they're considered to have that momentum at the usage of this ability. So like if you're running, and then next round you cast it, it's not like you sprinted and stopped. You just keep the momentum. And the user must make a DC of the speed of the user in feet to check. They must make a DC check that is the speed that they're moving to change momentum. So that means increasing their speed, decreasing their speed, stopping, or changing direction.
That's
So
fantastic.
if you run at 40, you must make a DC of 40 to stop?
Yes.
Oh boy.
And what do you apply to that check?
It's a
Is it Dex?
yeah, it's a reflex.
Reflex. God, that's impossible.
Oh boy, don't,
like,
don't
you would
run
just-
with that sword.
But
Well,
can
no, you
turn
don't
it off
cast
at
while
will.
running.
You can turn it off. Okay.
Yeah, you just have to stop the 16 minutes.
So let's see, if I ran, which is 4 times my speed, and I'm not wearing armor, so 4 times 4, 16, so 160. I have to make a check of 160 to stop.
Yeah.
Or no, you just have to stop using it.
Yeah, I mean, but if I wanted to keep the enchantment and stop.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Or you could hit something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably what would happen.
It's more than likely what would happen. Or you just miss the whole combat because you just go right by it.
We said you can turn it off at any time.
True.
You just,
But that's, you know.
you probably take some damage for that.
And that's also why it increases your CMD by 30, because they just can't fucking grab you.
Yeah, because his CMD would be, what, 60? I mean, mine's 31 right now, so mine would be 60.
69!
Yeah!
That'd be like a pretty cool attack. You run at the group like 40 feet away, and you just get down on one knee and just hold the sword out like this and wait till you go by the group.
Mm-hmm.
Sing, sing.
Also, this is totally the thing from Stonelight Archives.
From what?
That's all right. That's not important. So yeah, that's the blade. And she also decides to offer one other thing that she found. That, because she noticed that you had a horse.
Yep, just still on it.
She found these horseshoes of crushing blows.
Cool.
They're +2 horseshoes of crushing blows. And they grant an enhancement bonus to attack and damage rolls made by the hoof.
The hoof.
I actually have that written down. Increase attack,
And damage rolls.
damage rolls.
You basically just put really hard horseshoes on your horse.
Yeah.
Hope you guys don't mind.
All 4 have to be 1 for it to work.
That's fine. He's not wearing any. I mean, he's got normal stuff.
Who took the sword, anyways?
He does
Between-
1d6 plus 3, so that will be another +2, so that's a +5.
We can have a discussion about the sword.
It'll be between myself and Morgan, I guess. What does Morgan have for swords, and does she
Can
want
she
to
use a sword?
I have a +1 long sword.
Oh.
She could get going really fast
And
if
then
she was
glide.
on the horse. And then all she'd have to do is lift off with her flight to stop. So that's actually really good for Morgan.
We'll see.
Will the slick work on the horse?
Well, wait, she still needs to make a
would-
reflex save. Do you have good reflexes?
She would have to hold herself onto the horse. That one I actually didn't put into it.
Oh,
But if you're riding an animal,
Yeah.
you're going to have to make a save to stay on it.
okay.
You need to
If
check our animal handling.
Mm-hmm.
Or ride check.
Ride
if
check.
it's a ride check, guys, I have amazing ride checks. Some of them it says I don't even have to make any
Sorry,
ride
guys.
checks.
I'd probably have to put the ride check at 20.
Oh, that's not bad.
Because that's the to stand up.
Okay.
Because you're not moving on the horse.
I get more to that because I've got feet.
Yeah, so long as she has to
It's
roll
bad
less
when
than
my ride check
10
can
in
be
order
like
to beat that.
17. But I don't
Oh,
need
and
it.
another important thing
I
to
have
point out
12.
about the
I didn't
sword,
boost it all the way because I don't need it.
the way that its movement works is while you're moving, you don't have to move to continue that momentum. So you can do a full attack action while sliding at 30 feet per round.
Now, here's the big question. If I did my feet trick riding where I do a pass mounted skirmisher while I do 2 attacks and keep riding, does that mean I could just like keep riding past people and do 2 attacks? 'Cause I'm,
No, because you get 2 attacks in a round.
okay,
So
I
you would
could
only
like
do it
turn
to
around.
one person.
Okay,
But on your next turn, if you were to pass somebody else, you'd be able to keep going and do it.
just throw me at a
Just
line
a
of
constant
people.
attack of opportunity.
Okay, cool. I did not catch all the information, so maybe you could. Send
Yeah, I've
that.
got it written down.
Yeah.
We need to get her into like a perfect like
Line.
NASCAR style
Well,
thing. So she just keeps going in
I
circles.
feel like that thing would be a lot better for Dr. Hippocampus than
Could be.
because don't you attack at a one half base attack bonus?
What do you mean?
What's your base attack bonus right now?
11, 6, and 1.
Not really. It's crazy.
Would you? Yeah, you would have to make a really difficult ride check to stay on it and not slip off. We just established that. Okay.
And what's your ride?
He doesn't have a horse.
No, but he had one.
It died, unfortunately.
It was a normal horse, though.
It's just a normal
so
horse.
sorry.
A lot of horses died in the
What do we-
making of this journey.
Wait, what
And
do we-
orphans. Don't forget the orphans.
What do we have left? We have a yak.
We have a yak.
My horse?
Your horse.
I have my spectral
A spectral horse.
Which my spectral horse
We
can
did
fly
have.
now.
We do have one
horse that pulled
Soon
the
we'll
cart.
have a griffin.
He's been like sitting on it the whole time.
With a TM.
Like I'm gonna talk to whoever came up with the griffin egg, but I have a feeling it's gotta hatch sometime like next session.
Yeah, but I mean, even if it hatches, it's very little. You can't ride that thing yet.
It's only
I have
been like
the-
2 months.
I have the bridle for it, where as soon as it hatches, I can put a bridle in its mouth and it turns into a full-grown
That was
griffin.
me in the first campaign.
Yeah, that's actually really cool.
Yeah,
You might want to bond with it first. It might think you're going to try to eat it since you're a werewolf.
it doesn't know
I
I'm a
feel like
werewolf.
we had something.
Might smell it on you.
It was just born, doesn't know what anything is.
It knows everything. They're
They're
intelligent creatures.
Animal handling. And
Griffins are
right.
very smart.
They're also
Animal handling.
not
there's no-
effective in
Yeah, it's
combat
just right.
when they've just been
Oh,
born.
handle animals.
No, he has
You
the
can't
thing.
ride it while it's...
You need
Oh,
more.
He has that thing.
yeah, he does have that. See, I was right.
What's your
You just said that.
So I just gotta talk to whoever made up the griffin egg.
Okay. And so she apologizes for not really having... Slatejaw apologizes for not having a fancy send-off. People are more worried about their mourning and dealing with their own lives, unfortunately. So it will be... You'll have to travel yourselves through the underway.
Do you have like a map or a compass? Could we get a compass?
Buy a compass. We have shops. And
You're gonna give us a magic sword, but you're not gonna give us a compass?
I don't have a compass on me. I don't think we have them in the... We have shops. This is a functioning city.
So if we go to
very
buy a
poor.
map, would it be one of those touristy maps where it really doesn't give you too much information?
Yeah, you could get one of those really large maps that gives you a map of, like, the whole area. One of the other things that she says just before she left is... One of the other things that Slatejaw says to you before you leave is that she did, in fact, employ somebody else to try to get to the king. And that was to break into the Great Dwarven Vault. And that was a woman, a thief, by the name of Shelly Gulf.
Okay, sir.
Victus kind of stiffens up at the moment that this name is mentioned. And she says, we sent her in, but she never contacted us back, so we can only assume she's either been captured or worse.
Or worse.
Well, she took everything and she's out of here.
If you find her, bring her back.
Victus is like, my name is George.
My name
What
is
is
George
his name?
Golf. Damn it.
And that's it.
Cool. Good stuff.